Mr. President, Senator Richardville is offering Senate Resolution Number 206, a resolution of tribute for the Honorable Mark C. Jansen.
Senator Meekhoff.
Thank you. I move the rule be suspended to allow for the immediate consideration of Senate Resolution 206.
Without objection, it is so ordered. Members, please stand for the reading of the resolution.
Senate Resolution Number 206, a resolution of tribute for the Honorable Mark C. Jansen. Whereas, on the occasion of his retirement from the Michigan Senate, the members of this legislative body are proud to honor and congratulate Senator Mark C. Jansen after 8 years of distinguished service. His long and illustrious career working for the people of Kent County have been of great benefit to his constituents in the 28th District and all Michiganders. And whereas Mark Jansen first brought his experience and insights to our state capitol in 1997, following his election to the Michigan House of Representatives, where he proved to be an effective contributor in the appropriation process, an unselfish civil leader who served as the Director of Special Initiatives for Habitat for Humanity of Michigan. Following his retirement from the House in 2002, he joined the Senate in 2007, immediately putting his deep knowledge and experience of the legislative process to work. He has been especially active working on issues that address such topics as the state budget, unemployment insurance bonding, reining in employee health care costs for local government, and reforming the state employee retirement system. And whereas in his 2 Senate terms, Senator Jansen has distinguished himself through his diligence and integrity. He served with distinction on several committees, including Families and Human Services, Finance, and Appropriations. And in recognition of his leadership skills, Senator Jansen was appointed chair of the Committee on Reforms, Restructuring, and Reinventing, as well as vice chair on numerous appropriations subcommittees. On several occasions, Senator Jansen's unswerving devotion and work ethic have been recognized by civic organizations, local government groups, and educational associations, including twice earning the MERS News Most Effective Senator Award. Now therefore be it resolved by the Senate that we offer this resolution as an expression of our gratitude to the Honorable Mark C. Jansen for his many contributions to the state of Michigan, and be it further resolved that copies of this resolution be transmitted to Senator Mark C. Jansen as evidence of our esteem and best wishes.
Senator Jansen.
Thank you, Madam President. Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. President. It's my last day, almost my last day, so you can't do anything to me. Well, first of all, I want to thank the men and women who serve in our military. This morning you saw somebody from my district. It's been a privilege for us to serve, but I think it's if we're all honest, it's because of the sacrifice of folks like that, and Senator Papa George and Senator Gregory. Well, I've written this speech lots too many times, so sit back, relax, and I'll try to make it shorter as I speak. Today I have the honor of saying farewell. It has truly been an amazing journey. I am the least likely to have been elected to the State House and State Senate. I never planned on being in politics until a lady in my church tapped me on the shoulder and said, "Mark, God just keeps putting your name on my heart. You need to run for office." Well, the story goes, I didn't know what a township was, and you name it, but here I am. I always was the underdog. I had the least name ID, I had the least endorsements, and I had the least financial support. But here I am today because of hundreds of volunteers from the 72nd and 28th districts, and by the grace of God. I started in the House in 1997, served with names like Governor John Engler, Lieutenant Governor Connie Binsfeld, Majority Leader Dick Postumus, Speaker Curtis Hortel, Floor Leader Pat Gagliardi, Minority Leader Ken Sikkema, Frank Fitzgerald, Appropriations Don Gilmer, Representatives Nye, Wahlberg, Cropsey, Horton, Bile, Jellema, Hart, Griffin, Oxender, Profit, Letarte, Gashka, Julian, Voorhees, Reeves, Stallworth, Burkholz, Kukuk, and I could go on. I had a great staff: Carol Cruz, Kelly Miller, Chris McLean, Lori Latham, Mo Hersteck, Kendall Wingrove. Experience was everywhere. My favorite story is sitting down with Ken Sikkema after winning and being this youth director and saying, "Ken, you guys are a bunch of whiny pants. You're in the minority. We need to do something." So as a youth director, I said, let's go build some houses. And we built 3 houses with us House Republicans. It was called House to Houses. My least favorite from the House days is September 11, 2001. America was changed forever. The institution of the legislature has changed since my naive arrival in 1997. In 2006, I was again encouraged to run for office and was eventually convinced it was a worthy calling. I want to read something that I give to a lot of my church groups I talk to. There's a guy named John Calvin. If you're from the West Side, you might know his name. In his Calvin's Institutes, this is what he says: "Accordingly, no one ought to doubt that civil authority is a calling, not only holy and lawful before God, but also the most sacred and by far the most honorable of all callings in the whole life of mortal men." Ladies and gentlemen, that's you, and I want to thank you for your service. After again being the underdog, I won and came to Lansing. I found Governor Granholm, Lieutenant Governor Cherry, Speaker Dillon, Majority Leader Bishop, and many familiar faces in the Senate. But the House was full of names that I had never heard of. I quickly learned what gridlock looked like. But in the appropriations process, I met and worked with Rick Hamill, who became friends. We worked very well together. We passed budgets. We passed job training bills, of which we were both co-authors. From my House memory, I experienced the senators as a group of pompous folks, amused by us representatives. A guy named Senator Schwartz was my experience. This was my real first experience, as he stole my hobby train bill that fixed my constituents' issue in his backyard. The grandpa giving my mother-in-law's kindergartner's class free rides in his backyard was in trouble with some red tape in Lansing, with the licensing folks. Never heard of that one. We fixed the issue. We sent it to the Senate, only to have the bill copied, subbed, and stolen, and the public act was the good Senator Schwartz. Well, now I am one of those senators. I've spent 14 years on appropriations, and Mr. Chairman, you have done an outstanding job. I want to thank you for your leadership, and I want to thank you for your trust with us as a committee and chairs. If I've done my math correctly, I've appropriated $598.1 billion. So don't call me a cheapskate. The old saying, $1 million here and $1 million there, adds up to real money. It does. So next term, ladies and gentlemen, spend wisely, because everyone seems to want some more. Reforming has been my passion here in the Senate. The church I go to is Christian Reformed, which means always trying to improve as a Christian in my faith. But we take it a step farther, and we strive to carry that into our daily lives. Thank you, Majority Leader Richardville, for letting me be part of reforming, restructuring, and reinventing. During these past 4 years, I believe we have worked hard together. We have made Michigan better so that our kids could stay here and work here if they wanted. You put trust in me, and I thank you very, very much. So I think my Triple R committee needs a shout out. So I want to thank Tom and Dave, Patrick, Mike, Coleman, Rebecca. 8:30 in the morning was kind of early. We covered a lot of issues. We didn't always agree, but you were there. And you were supportive, you were faithful, you were diligent, and you were thoughtful. And I thank you for that. You all represented your constituents very well. Only time will tell the results of what we have done, and I believe the preliminaries are going very well. Now I want to thank those behind the scenes. Carol Vaventi and staff, you made it fun, orderly, and efficient when we didn't know what we were doing up there. Sergeant Mike Ferlin and his team, my family thanks you and are grateful from the bottom of their hearts for protecting us every session day, and especially during some of those serious trials and threats that we went through. Staff, you make our bosses and your bosses look good and sound much more intelligent than we are and they are. Central staff, Senate Fiscal, LSB. Hours and hours of work. Unsung heroes by keeping the right words in the right public acts and helping us legislate and appropriate. Thank you very much. Now my staff. Mike Maloney, the Irishman. He is relentless on MEPSR's reforms. And Mike, we were right. And someday they will figure it out that we were ahead of our time. Aaron, keeping me on time, scheduling calls, figuring out my chicken scratchings and my calendar additions, backups from electronic land, to name just a few. I expect to see you to become a lawyer very, very soon. Corey, thanks for backing up the sergeants in our office, and he's packing. Constituents were talked to, respected, responded to by Mike and by Corey, and thanks for what I believe is the most important job in our offices. Marnie, legislation, policy is your natural talent. Words, fixes, substitutes, process, amendments, you covered all. Without missing a thing, you have been a pleasure to work with and make me look smarter every day. Your new bosses will be very thankful and proud, whoever they happen to be. Deb, flowers from your garden have been enjoyed by all of us here. We are happier because of the fragrances and the beautiful colors. Thanks for helping my staff know their jobs, measure their outcomes before it was popular, and grow into better employees. They are better equipped for the next journey in their careers because of your talents and care. We did this before it was cool in state government and gathered the best team that complements each other all the way around. So thank you. My previous staff, Mike Gallagher, Kelly, Amanda, Becky, Janice, thank you. Now my family, the most important part. I want to thank my family. I don't have much family in Michigan, so that's probably why I got elected each time. Parents and sibling, in-laws, friends, neighbors, church members, they did thousands of hours for me. I've been recycling things at home, and I literally have filled a dumpster, and to see everything everybody did for me is just breathtaking. Thanks to my children, Sarah, Jason, Adeline, Easton, the two new beautiful grandchildren, Brad and Emily, Anna, Nathan. 14 years of Dad being gone, many, many nights. Verbal abuse in school and around town because of my job. Living through the death threats and much, much more. Thank you for your love and support. And finally, almost finally, thanks to my wife, Leanne, who she's been my campaign manager 12 times. Tigers, eat your heart out, we're 12-0. Pistons, eat your heart out, we're 12-0. You are amazing considering what you had to work with. We are a great team together, and I look forward to where God puts our skills to work next. I couldn't have done any of this without your support and prayers, and I love you and thank you for 32 years of marriage. 4 beautiful children, 2 really adorable grandchildren, even better looking than the majority leaders, and 2 new spouses of our children. He can fix it tomorrow, right? And I get to go home and be a citizen again. Above all, I want to thank God, who did more than I could ever ask or imagine.
Senator Jansen asks that his remarks be printed in the Journal. Without objection, it is so ordered. All those in favor of Senate Resolution 206 will say aye. Aye. All those opposed, nay. The resolution is adopted. Senator Meekoff.
Move the Lieutenant Governor and all members of the Senate be listed as co-sponsors of Senate Resolution 206.
Without objection, it is so ordered.